Welcome to the Equipped Disciple channel. My name is Rick McClatchy. I will be your host. We are here to be and to make disciples of Jesus, and we do that through daily devos, through Sunday sermons, and through other discipleship resources. We are here to equip you to be an equipped disciple. To another day of your daily devos. I'm Pastor Rick, and we are finishing up chapter 11 today, knocking out a bunch of verses today. So without any wasted time today, let's jump right into verse 11. I ask then, have they stumbled so as to fall? Absolutely not. On the contrary, by their transgression, salvation has come to the Gentiles to make Israel jealous. Now, if their transgression brings riches for the world, and their failure riches for the Gentiles, how much more will their fullness bring? So it's just exploring this crazy plan that God put in place to reveal himself through promising himself to the Israelites, but then also using their rejection of him to then show his glory to the whole world, so that the whole world would have access back into relationship with him. Now, if their transgression brings riches for the world and their failure riches for the Gentiles, how much more will their fullness bring? Now, I'm speaking to you Gentiles, insofar as I am an apostle to the Gentiles. I magnify my ministry. If I might somehow make my own people jealous and save some of them, for if their rejection brings reconciliation to the world, what will their acceptance mean but life from the dead? So he's just saying, like, man, if their rejection of God brought the world, some of the world to them, how much more would their acceptance mean, but bringing life out of death? Now, if the first fruits are holy, so is the whole batch. If the root is holy, so are the branches. So this is a good thing. Just thinking about first fruits and about generosity and giving to the Lord. If you commit your first fruits, even of your income, to the Lord, then it causes something to happen to the rest of your money, right? The rest of your income, because you are dedicating your first fruits. So if your first fruits are holy, so is the whole batch. Now, if the first fruits are holy, so is the whole batch. And if the root is holy, so are the branches. Now, if some of the branches were broken off and and you, though a wild olive branch, were grafted in among them and have come to share in the rich root of the cultivated olive tree, do not boast that you are better than those branches. Come on now. Do not boast because you're better than those branches. But if you do boast, you do not sustain the root, but the root sustains you. So the fact that you were grafted in is the good part, because now you're connected to the thing that's giving you life. Then you will say, branches were broken off so that I might be grafted in. True enough, they were broken off because of unbelief, but you stand by faith. Do not be arrogant, but beware, because if God did not spare the natural branches, he will not spare you either. So don't go thinking you can just be however the heck you want, right? Like you gotta cultivate that faith in your heart and believe in God and declare that God has raised him from the dead, that Jesus is Lord. Therefore, consider God's kindness and severity toward those who have fallen, but God's kindness toward you, if you remain in his kindness. Otherwise, you too will be cut off. Stay in that kindness of the Lord. And even they, if they do not remain in unbelief, will be grafted in, because God has the power to graft them in again. He still has the power to graft them in again. I love that. For if you were cut off from your native wild olive tree and against nature were grafted into a cultivated olive tree, how much more will the natural branches be grafted into their own olive tree? So, if God can handle bringing something from another tree and grafting it in, how much more so could he do that with a branch that came from that tree? I don't want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers and sisters, so that you will not be conceited. Don't be ignorant and be conceited. A partial hardening has come upon Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in. And in this way, all Israel will be saved, as it is written, The deliverer will come from Zion. He will turn godlessness away from Jacob. And this will be my covenant with them when I take away their sins. This will be my covenant with them when I take away their sins. Regarding the gospel, they are enemies for your advantage, but regarding election, they are loved because of the patriarchs. Since God's gracious gifts and calling are irrevocable, as you once disobeyed God, but now have received mercy through their disobedience. So they too have now disobeyed, resulting in mercy to you, so that they also may now receive mercy. For God has imprisoned all in disobedience, so that he may have mercy on all. I love this. Just wrapping up this chapter with this hymn of praise. Oh, the depths of the riches and the wisdom and the knowledge of God. How unsearchable his judgments and how untraceable his ways. For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? No one, right? Like that, the answer there is no one. And who has ever given to God that he should be repaid? Have you ever done anything to qualify you as some sort of repayment from God, like he owes you anything? The answer is a clear no. For from him and through him and to him are all things. To him be the glory forever. To him be the glory forever. Amen. It's a beautiful hymn of praise, just to bring some perspective at the end of these few chapters, talking about the salvation of God, and maybe a couple of challenging verses in there. And what do you do with that? And maybe at some point we'll do a full, more deeper study of these chapters to answer some of those questions. But I think the overarching theme that comes out of this is the riches and the wisdom and the knowledge of God, his unsearchable judgments, untraceable ways. And he is a God of mercy. He is a God of kindness. He is a God that is extending grace to people. That this whole thing of salvation is available to those who call upon the name of the Lord, who confess with their mouths and believe in their hearts, that give their allegiance to him. He is wanting to reach out and save, holding out his hands to a stiff-necked and rebellious people, waiting all day long that they would respond. So that's the kind of God that we serve. So for from him and through him and to him are all things, and to him be the glory forever. Amen. God bless you. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.